Hey guys, it's Jada, and today we will be solving a linear equation with distributive property and fractions. So we're gonna write out our equation. All right. Okay, so we have 1/2 y minus 1/3 times y minus 2 equals 3y. And as we see here, we have a number in front of a parentheses. So we know that we're going to be doing distributive property because there's no plus or minus behind that negative 1/3 there. All right, so with these problems, the first thing to do is usually the distributive property. Because we don't have no multiplication going on, we're going to focus on this distributive property. And this is multiplication, so we're going to handle that. 1/2 y. All right, so to do this, you're going to distribute the 1/3 by multiplying it to the y and to the 2. However, note that it's negative 1/3 and that this minus right here makes this negative 2. So we're first going to start by distributing to the y. And always remember that negative sign, that minus sign in front of that 1/3 carries over. So it is negative 1/3. So we're going to get negative 1/3 y. And then, like I said, the negative 2 is negative because of that minus sign in front of it. So we have negative 1/3 times negative 2, and we're just going to do negative 2 times 1 over 3. So you just multiply by the numerator, then keep the denominator the same. However, minus times minus gives us a positive, and we're going to get positive 2/3. And we're going to keep the right side the same. Alrighty. So now, as you can see, the denominators and the fractions are not all equal. We have this 1/2 here, this 1/3, this 2/3, and over here, obviously, the 3 would be over 1. So we can see that they're not all equal. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the least common denominator that they all share. So to do that, I'm going to ask myself, what number does 2, 3, and 3 have in common? There are a couple ways to do this. And one of the easiest ones is just to list out, I guess, multiples of 2 and 3. So we're going to start from 2 and count. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8. So we got a couple multiples of 2 here, starting from 2. And then we're going to do the same thing to 3. So we got 3, 6, 9, 12. So we're just adding 3 here multiple times. And we only have to do that for 2 and 3 because we only have 2 and 3 to work with. All right, so we look at our list and we see what lowest number do they share? And as you can see, they both share 6. This is their lowest number. If I were to keep going with the 2, and let's say I did 10, 12, they also share 12. However, that is not the least common denominator or the lowest number that they share. So they share that 6. Alrighty. So now that we have our least common denominator, what we do is we multiply the whole entire thing, both left and right, by this least common denominator. So I'm going to do that to this left side here. I'm going to write in parentheses so I don't get everything confused. And we're going to do it to this right side here. Every single term gets multiplied by 6. So if we do 6 times 1/2, we're basically just doing 6 times 1, keeping the half the same, the 2 at the bottom the same. We're going to get 6 over 2y. And then we'll just simplify this after we do all this multiplying. So then we're going to do the same thing for the negative 1/3 y. 6 times negative 1/3 multiplied by the numerator, keep the denominator the same. We're going to get negative 6/3, or negative 6 over 3. We're going to do the same thing for the 2 over 3. We're going to do 6 times 2. We're going to get 12. And then we're going to keep that denominator the same. And I did say we are going to multiply both sides. So 3 times 6 gives us 18. And then we have that y there because we're multiplying. And I forgot this y here. Sorry about that. All right, so now we have 6 over 2y minus 6 over 3y plus 12 over 3 equals 18y. All right, so we can simplify the fractions because 6 is divisible by 2, 6 is also divisible by 3, and 12 is divisible by 3. And we're going to get 6 divided by 2 is 3, 3y, 6 divided by 3 is 2, minus 2y, plus 12 divided by 3 is 4, equals 18y. Now I see on my left that I have like terms, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add or subtract them, whatever need be to get rid of it. So over here we have 3y minus 2y. That's going to give us 1y, or just y by itself. And then we're going to have plus 4 equals 18y. Let me make sure this looks like a 1. Alrighty, so now what we want to do is we want to solve for our variable y. We have 1y plus 4 equals 18y. So to do this, since we have two like terms, what we're going to do is we are going to get rid of 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 1y. We're going to subtract 1y. And 18y minus 1y gives us 17y. We're going to bring everything down, and now we have 4 equals 17y. All right, we're very close to getting our variable by itself. So now to get y by itself, we're going to divide by 17 because it's being multiplied by that 17 right now. So we're going to divide by 17, and then for our final answer, we get 4 over 17 equals our y. There we go. Now we got the answer, and we can always rewrite it here. I always like reading things left to right. It's the same thing. And we get this answer. All right, and that is how we solve a linear equation using distributive property and least common denominators. Thank you for tuning in this video with me. Have a good day.